Hello dear friends, welcome to Technogate. In this particular video we are going to discuss the basic programs of Java. Okay, so you can see here the program that we are going to discuss in this particular video is Fibonacci series. Means supposed to be there are we want to print the first n Fibonacci numbers, first 10 Fibonacci numbers or first 5 Fibonacci numbers. So exactly what would be the Fibonacci number, I am going to discuss that point with you, as well as how we can write a program. For that we are going to discuss this thing, as well as if you want to write a program with the help of loop, then how we can do that thing, and if you want to write a program with the help of recursion, then how we can do that thing. What is the exactly meaning of recursion? Means if your program or if your function call itself, or if you are going to write a particular method and that method call itself again and again, that is called a recursion. Okay, so if you want to write a recursive program, then how we can do that thing, we'll discuss that thing also. And another is a prime number program is there. Okay, so if you want to check a particular number is prime or not, how we can write a program corresponding to that, or how we can check a particular number is prime or not, we'll discuss that thing also with you. Then the factorial of a number, simply if you have a particular number and you want to check that what would be the factorial of that particular number, so I am going to tell that thing to you, as well as how to generate the random numbers. Okay, so there are like supposed to be want to generate a random number between a particular range, or you want to generate a random number from 0 to 1, or you want to generate any type of integer number or a character number or a boolean number. Okay, so we can do that thing. So there are different ways, different methods, different classes are there. With the help of that we can generate a random number. So I will discuss each and every method, each and every class with you. So just see here how we can check that particular thing. So first of all, I am going to explain you what is exactly the Fibonacci number. Okay, so we'll see what is the Fibonacci number. So you just remember that the first Fibonacci number is what? It is 0. Okay, now the next Fibonacci number is what? It is 1. Okay, so first Fibonacci number is 0, the next Fibonacci number is 1, and now the third Fibonacci number is addition of the previous two numbers. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Now the next Fibonacci number is addition of this 2, 1 plus 1 is 2. Now 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5. Now 5 plus 3 is how much? 8. 8 plus 3 is how much? 13, and so on. We can generate the Fibonacci number. So what we want to perform addition of two previous numbers, that gives us the next Fibonacci number. If you want to find the next Fibonacci number, then we need to perform addition of two previous numbers, then it gives us the next Fibonacci number. If you want to perform addition of the two numbers, so we need to take the addition 2 plus 1 and we need to say that it gives us the next Fibonacci number, and so on. So if you want to print the first 10 Fibonacci number, then it is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 9 and 10, so we need to generate two more numbers. So 13 plus 8 is the another number, and that result plus 13 is the another number. So with the help of that we can simply generate the Fibonacci numbers. Okay, so now let's see. For that we need to write a particular program here. So how we can write a program? Just see here. Okay, so I am going to write a program to generate Fibonacci number on the directly on the notepad. Okay, and then we are going to save that file by .java, and then we are going to compile that file, and then we need to run that file, and let's see what would be the output for this. Okay, so first of all you need to write the public. We need to make a class. So public class is there. You can see whatever I am writing here, you can see that on the screen. Okay, so public class. Okay, and the name of class is, suppose in short I am writing fib. Okay, so that fib is our class. Now public static void main, public static void main string args. Okay, now suppose the first Fibonacci number, I am going to write that as a n1 is 0. The next Fibonacci number n2 is equals to what I'm writing here, 1. Okay, and then the next Fibonacci number that we need to find, okay, supposed to be this is n3. So I want to find what is the value of n3, means that represents the next Fibonacci number, and supposed to be I need to find the Fibonacci number up to count n. Suppose the value of n is what, 10, or you can print any numbers like 15. So first 15 Fibonacci numbers we need to print. Okay, so we can print the first two Fibonacci number directly. So system dot out dot println, okay, the first number is n1. Now we need to give the space between them, so plus n2, just there is a colon. Now, so first Fibonacci number and then the second Fibonacci number. Now we need to find the third Fibonacci number. Okay, so we need to make a for loop. That for start I is equals to there is an integer I equals to, I am going to start with 3, okay, and then I less than is equals to the particular n. So we want to go up to 15. So I is less than equals to n, then plus plus I. So that would be the for loop. Inside that for loop we can calculate the values. So we need to take the addition of previous two numbers, okay, and we need to store that into the third number. So suppose I need to compute the value of n3. So n3 is equals to, the previous two number is n1 plus n2. It gives you the value n3. Now here you need to print the next value, system dot out dot println. Here we need to say that the next number is n3. Okay, that is just for the space. Okay, we need to give the space between the numbers, so that's why I am putting here the blank space. Okay, now what to do, we need to update the next time this for loop is going to run, so we need to update the value of n1 and n2. So what we can say, now n2 become n1 and n3 become n2. Just close it. So close the for loop, then close the main body, then close the function. Now we need to save that as a, I am going to save that as a fib dot java. Now from this we need to save that as a Java file. Okay, so now this program is going to save. So you can see here, you can just see here, fib is the class name. Here we are going to create a main body in which first Fibonacci number is 0 and the second Fibonacci number is 1. Okay, now I need to compute the third Fibonacci number and I need to compute that up to 15. We can take that 15 from user also, and we can take 15 by our own also, and if you want to take the 15 from the user, then you need to use the scanner class. Okay, now see here, I will take that input from user also using the scanner class. Let you know, before that, system.out.println, we need to print the value n1 as well as we need to print the value n2. Okay, so first value is 0 and the second value is 1. Then we need to compute the third value and we need to go from 3 to the last number n. Okay, so we need to go from 3 to last number n. Here we need to put the semicolon, otherwise it gives us error. So semicolon is there. Okay, so now the value of I is 3. How your for loop is going to run? So first of all we need to initialize the value. Now for I equal to 3, we need to check the condition. 3 is less than equals to n. Yes, the value of n is 15. So we need to compute the n3, means n1 plus n2. So 0 plus 1 is what? 1. So the value of n3, 1 is print, and then update the value of n1 and n2, and then again you can run this program, you can run this particular for loop again and again until you got the final result till 15. Okay, so now let's see, I am going to compile this program. So for the compilation, just a minute, for the compilation we need to go to the command prompt This is the command prompt. Yes. Now, for the compilation, we need to write javac fib.java. Now, if there is any error, then it gives us error, otherwise it executed correctly. So now it says that, okay, there is a semicolon missing. I already put the semicolon at that location, but I think I am not saved that file. So Control S, there is a semicolon, but I am not saved that file. So because of that, it gives us error. Now again, we can compile. So now there is no error. Okay. So every time whatever will be the changes that you are doing, so you should save that file and then compile. Otherwise, it gives us the error because it read the previous version only. So that is our compiled output. So our file is compiled successfully. Okay, now I am going to clear the screen. So file is compiled. Now we need to run the file. So java fib. Now you can see that. You can see the first number is 0, then 1, then 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, 21, 34, 55. You can see any number. Just look at this 377. So it is addition of previous two numbers. Okay. So 0, 1. So total you have total 15 numbers are there. Total 15 numbers are there. Got my point? Now, if you want the value by user, means you want to check that how many numbers is printed by, and it is given by the user. Okay, so how many numbers? Suppose it says that enter the number till you want to print the Fibonacci series. Okay, so you need to enter the number. So for that you need to use the scanner class. So now I am directly going to take the scanner class. How we can make a scanner class? So for that we need to import the package. So you can see here there is a import java.util scanner. We need to import this thing first of all. Then what to do? Just I am going to import this at the beginning here. Okay. So before this fib class, you need to import the scanner class because you want to scan. Now I am directly copy the code from this. Now you need to make a object of a scanner class. So with the help of that we can make object of a scanner class. So inside this main body I am going to create the object. Okay. Now after creating the object, supposed to be the value of that object as, okay, we can write my object only, no issue. So my object. So with the help of that scanner we are going to create the object. Okay. After creating this object, what we want, we need to take a input from the user and we want that as a integer value. So you can take input from the user. So I am going to remove this from that particular. Okay. Now here int n. Now my object dot next line. So with the help of that we can take input from the user. Okay. So before this we can write system dot out dot println enter the number. So now the number is entered by the user and to that point we can print the Fibonacci series. Okay. So again we need to compile this. So javac fib.java. Now you can see there is no error. So it is compiled. Now we want to run that. So java fib, we want to run that. Now it says that enter the number. Supposed to be you want to print the first 5 Fibonacci numbers. So just press 5. So you got first 5 Fibonacci number. Just a minute. You can see here is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. So 0, then 1, then 1, then 2, then 3. So 0 is the first Fibonacci number, 1 is the second Fibonacci number, third is 1, then 2, then 3. If you want to print, again you can run that, enter the number 10. If you want to print the first 10 Fibonacci numbers, so that would be your output. That would be the first 10 Fibonacci number. So I hope it is clear to all of you how we can print the Fibonacci numbers using this. Okay. Now see here, if you want to check that a particular number is prime or not. Okay, we want to check that a particular number is prime or not. How we can check this thing? So just see here, supposed to be the number entered by the user is 87, and we need to check that this number is prime or not, or the supposed number entered by the user is 13, and we need to check that that number is prime or not. So what is the condition for the prime number? So we can say that if a particular number is divisible by 1 or itself, then it is a prime number, and if that number is divisible by any another value, then it is not a prime number. Okay, so we need to check that particular thing. So let's see how we can write a program for this. Okay, so let's see here. For that we need to make a program. Okay, so I am going to do certain changes, or we can make another file, we can make a new file also. So let's see here, supposed to be I am going to make a new file. We can copy the code from this. Okay, now see here, public class, and the name of class is suppose prime. We need to check that a number is prime or not. Okay, so we can take that number as a argument, or we can take that number as an input from the user. So for that we need to use the user scanner class. So that scanner class is I am going to use this scanner class. Okay, now see here, just remove this one. Now the logic is also changed, na? So let's see here. So first of all, just take integer value, integer, supposed to be there is a value I, the value of I is 0. I'm going to initialize this, and I'm taking one flag, and flag is also initialized to 0. Okay, after that we need to take that input n from the user. We need to check that that specific number is prime or not. Okay, now here we can say one thing, we can check if the value of n entered by the user is equals to 0 or it is equals to 1, then what we can say, we can directly say that the number is not prime, because 0 and 1 is not a prime number. So here we can print system dot out dot println number is not prime. Okay, and you want to print the number, so you can say that n plus, you can give the space here, is not prime number, semicolon here. Now else, if number is not 0 or 1, then we need to check here. So we need to make a for loop, else there is a for loop. If the value of I is given by the user is supposed to be suppose I am going to change that j equals to 2 to j less than equals to Now here we need to update the value of m. Okay, what we can say here, I am going to set, supposed to be, that is the value here is I. Okay, what I am doing, just see here, what the logic that I am going to apply here. First of all, you can see here the value I is initialized with 0. I am going to set that I is equals to n by 2. Okay, means I am going to run that loop from the 2 to that specific number, half of this. If any number is not divisible by half of that, means supposed to be I want to check that 10, and 10 is divisible by, so we need to check that it is divisible by 2 or not, 3 or not, 4 or not, 5 or not. If it is not divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, then definitely it is not divisible by 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, means that number is divisible by either 1 or itself. Okay, so that's why what to do, we can just take one thing, we can just take half of this particular value, whatever will be the value that I am going to take as an input from the user. So after taking this from the user, here we can set I is equals to n by 2, I is equals to n by 2. Okay, so now for j equal to 2, j is less than equals to I, then here we need to write j plus plus. Now here we can apply the condition, if the number that I am going to enter by the user n mod I, if n mod I is equals to 0, if it is divisible by any of the number from 2 to n by 2, then you need to print system dot out dot, simply you can just copy this line, your number is not prime, and we can put that line here. Okay, so your number is not prime. So if n mod I is equals to 0, system dot out dot println, your number is not prime, and you can do one thing, set flag is equals to 1. Just write that content inside the if statement. Okay, now after that we can check if, okay, here we can break the loop. So after the for loop we can check if flag is still equals to 0, then we need to print n is prime. Just close here. Okay, now I am going to save this file. prime.java. Okay, now you can see here, I will tell you the code once again. First of all, you need to import the scanner class because you want input from the user. Okay, then class prime. Now public static void main, we need to create a main function. Here I am going to create an scanner class object, that is my object. Okay, now what will be the input given by the user, that next int, converted that into the integer type. So now n is the integer value. Now here I is n by 2, we need to set an integer value I, that is half of the number, that we need to check a particular number is prime or not. Supposed to be I am going to insert 7. Okay, then the value of I is how much, 7 by 2, 3.5, we need to take an integer value, it is 3. So we need to check that if a particular number is divisible by either 2 or 3, then it is not prime, and if it is not divisible by 2 and 3, then definitely it is not divisible by 4, 5, 6 also. So if n is equals to 0 or 1, then directly we can say that number is not prime. Else we need to start from 2 to the position I, simply j plus plus. If n mod I is equals to 0, then print number is not prime. and set flag is equals to 1 and break the loop. Okay. After that, if flag is equals to 0, if flag is 0, then you need to print that number as prime. And after that you can close the else part, and then you can close the main body function, and then you can close the public class. The last one is not required. That's it. Okay. Now I am going to compile this. So just Control S, so it is save. Now Java C prime.java. Let's see. Now you can see here there is no error, means your program is absolutely correct, there is no syntax error. Now I am going to run that program. Java prime. It says that enter the number. I am going to enter the number 10. 10 is not prime number. You can clearly see here 10 is not prime number. Okay. Let's see. Number 7. You can see 7 is prime number. You can enter any number and we can check easily the number is prime or not. Okay. So that would be the simple way to check a particular program. Okay. Now I am going to write the same program using the method. Okay. So if we want to write the complete code in a method and we need to call that method inside the our main body, so how we can do that thing, just see here. Okay. So now see, if we want to make a method and we need to call that method inside the our main body, so how we can do that thing. Okay. So again we are going to write a program to check a number is prime or not. So you can see here, first of all we need to make a class, supposed to be the name of class is prime1, in which I am going to make one method. You can see that is the complete method, and what I am doing, I am calling this method inside the main body. Okay. So you can see here the public static void main, here I am calling prime1, so we need to check that 1 is prime or not. Then prime3, so check that 3 is prime number or not. Prime17, so check that 17 is prime number or not. And prime 20 to check that 20 is prime number or not. So prime is a method in which I am passing 1, 3, 17 and 20 as an argument. Now you can see here, when I am going to pass 1, so that 1 is simply passed in integer n. Okay. So prime, first of all it call the prime and the value of n is 1. Now here you can see that there is a I and the flag is 0. Initially the value is I and there is another flag that the value of flag is 0. Now if n is equal to 0 or 1, we can say that number is not a prime number. So 0 and 1 is not a prime number. So first of all we can directly say that if your number is 0 or n, then we can say that it is not a prime number. Else what to do? We need to check that if number is divisible from 2 to the number divided by 2. Okay. So if I want to check for the 10, so 2 to 5, if number is not divisible from 2 to 5, then definitely it is not divisible from the 6, 7, 8, 9 also. And if number is divisible from the 2 to 5, then it is not prime. We can directly say that thing. Okay. So for that I need to start with 2 and then I need to check that I is less than equals to n by 2. We can do one more thing. We can calculate that n by 2 value before this and we can store that in some variable like in the previous example. We can do that thing, and otherwise we can do like also. Okay. And simply we need to check that if the number is not prime, then we need to set flag is equals to 1 and then break the statement, break the for loop. After that you need to check that if flag is 0, means if condition is not true for any of the value of I, means from 2 to n by 2, if it is not true, means flag is 0, and if flag is 0 means your number is prime number. That's it. Okay. So now I am going to save this program, and now I am going to compile this program prime1.java. Okay. So Java C prime1.java. Now you can see here there is no error, so it is compiled successfully. Now I am going to run Java prime1. Now you can see 1, the first value that I'm passed as an argument is 1. So 1 is not a prime number, 3 is prime number, 17 is prime number, 20 is not a prime number. So simply that would be the way to check a particular number is prime or not. Okay, so that is by method. Similarly, we want to check that a particular or we want to print the Fibonacci series, okay, by using the recursion. So before that we discussed the Fibonacci series by using the for loop. Now I want to print the Fibonacci series by using the recursion. Then what to do? So first of all I need to make a class. Okay, so suppose I am going to write public before this. So public class Fibonacci. Okay, now just simply open the class. What we are doing? Inside the main method we are calling a particular function, and simply we can say that that is the recursive function. So how we can do that thing with the help of recursion? So you can just see here, just look at this, just look at this portion. Okay, that would be your main method. Just see here, public static void main is string args, in which initially the value of count is 10. You can do one thing, using the scanner class you can take that input from the user also. If you do not want from the user, then you can directly say that supposed to be the value of count is equal to 10, then simply system.out.print. so first two numbers you can print by this, then you need to call the print Fibonacci count minus 2. If the count is 10, then we need to call only for 8. Why? Because first two number is printed here, so we need to call for the remaining 8 number. I need to calculate the remaining 8 position value. Okay, so we need to call print Fibonacci count minus 2. So count minus 2, count is initially 10, so 10 minus 2 is how much? 8. So that value 8 is passed as an argument here. Now you can see, if count is greater than 0, if the value of count is greater than 0, what to do? We need to perform addition of first two numbers and store in n3, and then just change the value of n1 and n2. So now the value of n1 is updated to n2 and the value of n2 is updated to n3. Like in the previous program I did the same thing. Okay, and then print the system.out.print, and if you are writing the ln, then it changes the line. If you do not want to change the line, if you want to print the data or if you want to print the result in the same line, then no need to write ln here. You can simply write system.out.print. If you are going to write ln, then it changes the line. Okay, so you can see just in the previous example I am writing ln, because of that 0 and 1 in the same line and the remaining output is in the next line. If you are not going to write ln here, then all the line, all the output, all the numbers, you are getting all the numbers in the single line. Okay, now print Fibonacci and call the same for the n minus 1. Then let's see what will happen, how this recursive function is going to work. Just see here, initially the value of n0, n1 and n2 is 0, 1. So first of all it is going to print 0, 1 by this. Now fib8 is called, 8 goes here. Now it calculated n3 by n1 plus n2. So 0 plus 1 is how much? 1. Then the value of n1 is 1 and the value of n3 is also 1, n2 is also 1. Now system.out.print, it print the value of n3. The value of n3 is 1, so the next number is 1. Now print Fibonacci, call for count minus 1. Currently the value of count is 8, so now it is called for 7. So just 7 goes here and again it call. 7 is greater than 0, yes. Then it perform addition of 1 plus 1 is how much? It is 2. So now n3 is 2. Next time it calculate this 2 value, and every time count is decreased by 1 and we are going to print the another value, and so on until the value of count is 0. When count is equal to 0, 0 is greater than 0, condition fail, so you can go outside of the loop and that would be your output. Let's see. Now I am going to run this particular, I am going to compile this particular program and then I am going to run this particular program. Java C Fibonacci dot Java. You can see there is no error. So now just clear this screen. Okay, so Java C Fibonacci dot Java, no error, so it is compiled successfully. Now I need to run this. So Java Fibonacci, you can see the value of n is how much? 10. So it gives you the first 10 numbers. You can clearly see here 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21 and 34. Now see, at the place of the count 10, if I am going to pass 50, and Control S, save this and compile file again, and then run the file again. You can see first 50 Fibonacci numbers. Okay, now let's see what will happen. This number is increased and this specific range is outside of the size of integer, because the size of integer is how much? It is 4 byte long. If your number is greater than the 4 byte, then it gives you the negative result, means it is somehow it is in kind of loop. So that is not the correct output. Got it? That is not the correct output because of the size. It is overflow. It is simply kind of overflow. Okay, if you want to change that overflow, then you need to use the long. At the place of int, you need to use the long. So if you are going to use the long, then it gives you the correct output, otherwise it gives you the wrong output. Okay, so some output is correct, but after that, after a specific range, if the particular number is more than the size of integer, means if the number is greater than the 4 byte, then it gives you the overflow. So that would be the simple way. So I hope the Fibonacci number is clear to all of you. Okay, now we'll discuss how we can generate the random numbers in Java. If you want to generate random numbers, then how we can generate. So just see here. Okay, so now see how we can generate the random numbers in Java. So basically there are 4 ways to generate the random numbers. There is one random method. With the help of that random method, we can generate the random numbers. Ultimately, random numbers means what? Either we can generate a random number within a specific range, or we can generate any random numbers. So there are 4 different ways to generate the random number. We can use the random method. That random method is available in the math library. So we need to import that math library and we can use that random numbers. Okay. So random method is there. And there is one random class. With the help of random class, we can also generate the random numbers. Okay, and there is another class, that is thread local random. So thread local random, that is another way. That is the there is a class. With the help of that, we can also generate the random number. And there is one more method, that is int s. With the help of this, we can also generate the random numbers. Okay, so I will explain you one by one each and every method and how we can generate the random numbers with the help of that. Okay, so first of all, we'll see if we are going to generate using the random method. So how we can do that thing, how we can generate using the random method. So just see here. We'll run one program here. You can see over this. I'm going to open the program. Yes. Now, there's one random number example. You can see system.out.println first random number, simply math.random. So with the help of math.random, you can generate any random number. It generates a random number between 0 to 1, and the data type of that random is a double type of data. Okay, so it generates any value from 0.0 to 1.0 randomly, and definitely the output of this particular program may be differ. Means if we are going to compile and then if we are going to run that program first time, then this 4 random numbers, and if we are going to run that program second time, then the output, the next 4 random numbers may be different, because all the numbers are generated randomly. Okay, now there is no method, and we can say that there is no way to check that or to predict that what would be the next random number. Okay, so it simply generates random numbers between 0 to 1. So let's see in which what we are doing. First of all, you need to include this particular math class that is available in the java.lang package. Okay, so you need to import this particular class. After importing class, you can simply write down the random number example, and then you can use the math.random method to generate the random numbers. Let's see. I'm going to write Java C random number example dot Java. Now see, so there is one error. What is reached end of file while parsing. Okay, so there is one extra. Okay. So there is one bracket missing, no issue. So now Java C random.java again, let's see. So this is first public. Okay, so after save, yes, now okay. So Java C random number example.java. After that we need to compile this. So Java, you can see that would be the first 4 random numbers. They are generated randomly. Next time if I am going to run the same program, then output may differ. You can see. So here the first random number is 0.56 and so on. Here the first random number is 0.24 and so on. And the second number is 0.35, 34, 29, 68, 88, 69. You can see all the numbers are generated randomly. There is no sequence. And we can't predict what would be the output next time if I am going to run that program. Let's see. Now the another random. Definitely the numbers between 0 to 1, but it is randomly generated number. Okay. So that is one of the way. Using the random method we can do that thing. Now see the another program, another way. If we are going to use the random class, then what would be the output, and how we can use that random class. Okay. Now see here. Yes, there is one more way. Before the using the random class, we can generate random numbers between the range also. If you want to give the minimum range to maximum range, then you can do that thing also. Okay. So using the random method we can do that thing, and we can generate random numbers inside the range. For the range you need to use the formula, that is math.random. Okay. Now multiply by max minus mean plus 1 plus minimum. Okay. You need to use that formula if you want to generate random numbers within the range. Like if you want to generate the random number between 100 to 1000, so minimum value is 100 and the maximum value is 1000, then here you need to simply write, you need to generate the random numbers between minimum to maximum. Now a is the variable, this is a double type variable, and simply you need to write math.random multiply by this. So it generates a random number. So first random number is generated and it is stored into the A, and we need to print that value A. So that value is between 100 to 1000, any random value. If you want to generate one more random number, you can do the same thing again. System.out.println. Now math.random multiply by this, it is going to store in B. Okay. What is the difference between them? The difference is only this. Here we are going to print double A, means it gives you the double value. If you want to print only the integer part, then you need to perform the typecasting here. Okay. So it is typecast, and now you got the value B, and that is the integer value. So first value is the double value and the second value is the integer value. So simply you need to use that formula if you want to generate random numbers between the range. And here you should remember one point, the first number 100 is inclusive and 1000 is exclusive. So it gives you 100 to 1000, but 100 is inclusive and 1000 is exclusive. Okay. Let's see. Just save this program. Okay, now I'm going to Java C .java. So program is compiled successfully. After the compilation, now we need to run the program. You can see the first random number is 618, that is between 0 to 1000, 100 to 1000, and the second is 264. Second is 264. It is the integer value. If you are going to run this program again, then you got the random number 828 point something and 883. So it generates the random number between the range. So if you want to generate the random numbers between the range, we can do that thing also. Okay. Now see the other program. Okay. Now in this particular, what we are doing, we are using the random class to generate the random numbers. Okay. So for that, first of all, we need to import the random class. That random class is available in the package, that is java.util. Now random number example one, that is the name of class, nothing else. Now here you can see here random, I am going to create a random object of random class. So new of random, we are going to create the object. Now there are different type of methods that is available in the random class. Like if you want to generate the integer number, so there is a next int method. If you want to generate the double number, then there is a next double method. If you want to generate the float number, then there is a next float method. So all this type of methods are available in this. Okay. So you can use the next int method if you want to generate integer random number. If you want to generate double random number, then you need to use the next double method. Similarly, if you want to generate the float data, then you need to use the next float method, as well as if you want to generate the boolean random number, so next boolean method is also there. Okay, next boolean method is also there. Now just see here, just look at this program. First integer random number is stored in the variable x, and here you can see random dot next int 50. If I am passing 50 as an argument here, means it gives us integer random number between 0 to 49. It is inclusive 0 to 49, means 50 is exclusive, 0 to 49, total 50 different random numbers. So out of them it can pick any of the number. If I am passing 1000 here, then it gives you between 0 to 999, any value between 0 to 999. Okay. Now system.out.println randomly generated integer values are, so simply the value x is printed here and the value y is printed here. Similarly, if you want to generate the double numbers, so this two double variables and you can print that double value here. Similarly, if you want to generate the float values, so here you need to create the float variable, and with the help of this next float you can generate the float numbers. Okay. Now if you want to generate long numbers, so you can generate long numbers also. If you want to generate the boolean values, you can generate this boolean values also, and you can print here. Okay. Now I am going to just Control S, and now I am going to run this program. So first of all, javac .java. Program is compiled successfully. Now run the program. You can see first is 46, that is the first random number between 0 to 49. Now the second is 321, that is the value that I passed is 1000. So it is between 0 to 999, that is the second random number. Now this is the double values. Okay. You should remember one point, if nothing is passed as an argument, it gives you the range between 0 to 1. 1 is not inclusive, okay, 1 is exclusive. Random float numbers, so it gives you the random float numbers. Random long values, it gives you the any random long value. And random boolean values are, so definitely boolean values are what? It is either true or false. If we are going to run the program next time, you can see the boolean values are changed, false and true. Randomly it gives any value. Okay. okay, and you can see all the remaining numbers are also changed because it generates the random numbers. So that would be the another way to generate the random number. Okay, now see the next way, the third way to generate the random number, thread local random class. So first of all you need to include thread local random class that is available in the java.util.concurrent package. So you need to import that package. First of all you need to import this class. After importing this class, now we can generate, just see here, you need to write thread.local.current, and after that current you can use next int if you want to generate the integer random number. You can use next float if you want to generate the float random number. You can use next double if you want to generate the double random number. You can use the next boolean if you want to generate the boolean random number. So any random number that you want to generate, first of all you need to write the class name dot the method dot the method. So thread local random dot current dot next int if you want to generate the integer numbers. Okay, now here if you want to generate the double numbers, if you want to generate the boolean numbers, so what will be the number that you want to generate? Simply you can do like this. So that is the program to generate the different numbers. Okay, now Java C random example 4.java. Now your program is compiled successfully. Now we need to run this program. Now you can see the random integer value. You can see first the random integer numbers, any random integer number it gives, random double number, any random number it gives, and random generated boolean values. Next time if you are going to run the same program, it gives you the different result. You can see next time if you are going to run the program, it gives you the different result. So it gives any random values. Okay, so that is the way. Now the fourth way. Okay, so now see the next way, int test method to generate the random number. Okay, so I am going to open the file where the int test method is explained. Okay, yes, now see here, just see the first thing is that int test method is again a method of random class. Okay, that would be the new method that is introduced in Java 8. So after Java 8 and so on, in the next upcoming versions, that particular method is available. Okay, so int test at the, if you want to generate the integer type of number, basically in which we are passing a long integer as an argument. Okay, so it returns the long integer value as an argument. If you want to generate the double number, so you can also use the double as method. If you want to generate the float number, then you can use the float as method, like that. So we can use this methods to generate the random numbers. Now see here, in this particular int test method, if you are going to pass one value as an argument, like supposed to be here I am going to pass the value 6, means we need to generate the 6 random numbers. Okay, so here the number 6 is passed as an argument. Okay, so this random int test is the method. In this particular method we are going to pass a number as an argument. So you can clearly see here, first of all we are creating the object of random class, that is the random object. Now object dot int test method. Okay, and in which what I am doing, I am passing the value. What is the value that I am passing? 6, means it generates 6 different random numbers. Now for each random number we need to print the value. So here dot for each system dot out, and here you need to write println, means it print all the values, all the 6 random values by this. Okay, at the place of this in int test method you can also pass 3 arguments. The first value, like here the first value is 7, means you need to print these 7 numbers, 7 random numbers between 40 to 80. Okay, so that would be the origin and that would be the bound. Means we need to start from the 40 to 80 and we need to print the 7 different numbers. So you can see here in the random int s, I am passing this 3 as an argument. So the first value goes here, the second value goes here, and the third value goes here. Okay, so here I am creating random1 object. So random1 dot int s, and in which there are 3 arguments. So first is number, the number is 7, origin is 40, and 80 is bound, and we need to print all these values. So let's see what would be the output. Java C dot Java. Now your program is compiled successfully. You can see here your program is compiled successfully. Now I am going to run the program. You can see the first 6 random long integer values, the next 7 values between 40 to 80. Okay, let's see if we are going to pass here at the place of 6, if I am going to pass here some negative number -1, then what will happen? Just see, Control S, compile, and then run. So there is no compile time error, but there is an exception at runtime. What would be the exception? The exception is illegal argument exception. So you should remember one point. If what will be the value that you are going to pass in this particular program, okay, that specific value, it should be greater than equal to 0. Let's see what will happen if I am going to pass that 0. Compile and then run. So no issue with that. Okay, so if value is 0, no issue. Value is greater than 0, no issue. But if value is less than 0, then it gives you illegal error. Okay, that is illegal argument exception error. So your argument should be greater than equal to 0. Means we need to generate the random numbers. So 0 means we do not want to generate any random number. 1 means I need to generate one random number. 2 means I need to generate 2 random numbers. But if I am saying -1 means I need to generate -1 random number. It is illegal argument. So you should remember that point. Suppose I am passing here 3. And let's see what will happen if I am putting here 100 to 80. You can see here. Here I am putting value 100 and here is 80. 100 and 80. If your origin is greater than the bound, then again it gives you the error. Let's see. You can see the first 3 numbers, no issue. It is the first 3 random numbers. But when I am passing, the origin value is greater than the bound. Okay, so first value range is 40 to 80, then it is okay, but 100 to 80, then it is the illegal argument exception. So here 100 to 800, then no issue. Let's see. Compile and then run. So it gives you the random numbers between 100 to 800. And this is the first 3 long integer values. Got my point? So that is the way to generate the random numbers in Java. Thank you so much for watching this particular video.